Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all my witches, warlocks, writers, and wanderers. I am KibbyRose. Today is January 22nd. It is a Wednesday of 2025. We are here to do some horoscopy things, some witchy things, some sprints. It has been an interesting, crazy, weird energy kind of day for me. So I'm your Authortubes lesbian psychic stoner. I'm here to get some stuff done with some sprints and throw some stuff into your ear to think about. It's going to be a crazy, awkward day because that's just the kind of day it's been. Gotta love a Scorpio moon. Let me run the opener so we can get this thing going. I forgot to double check, but hi Cora, since you're in here, hello my dear, hello Cora, and hello to everyone. Was I muted for the opening? I wouldn't be surprised if I was. I've had such an interesting, it's been that kind of day. It's not a Murphy's Law kind of day. It's just a very frustrating energy kind of day. So I just want to make sure, because I noticed it was muted when I ran the intro, and I just want to double check. So hello to everyone. We are in an Aquarius sun. We moved into it on January 19th. A lot of you have probably noticed, along with my clients, a lot of energies have shifted. We're kind of in a frustrating time right now, and it's going to continue. Scorpio moon doesn't help because it makes you understand and think of the underlying effects and deep issues of things. So we've got a lot of frustrations that might be bubbling to the surface, if not just energies frustrating you in general. So hi to everyone who's here. If it has been that kind of day for you, take a deep breath. We are here to make things better. I'm going to be able to explain some things for you. And maybe we can make things better with some sprint times, get some work times, organize the day a little bit. First of all, I want to show off my new beanie. Can you believe it? I have been wanting if you've been a long time watcher, I have like 4 of these of different colors. I am down to 2 because of life issues, and I just recently got this beanie as a gift, and I am super stoked on it because I have a very monochromatic type style, and I didn't have a beanie for this outfit color. And so it's just one of those things where how you get that one item that just completes multiple outfits in your closet. So I'm stoked because here in Washington, we are dealing with 24 to 26 degree temperatures. And I know for a fact that there are people in Florida who are shocked and behooved by sorry about us sending the weather down south. But for all my clients like Cora who were listening to prior live streams, you already knew it was coming. You already prepped, you prepared, and you're good to go. Just so you know, guys, this is that snowstorm that I referenced back in November, December time that was going to hit in January, that was going to throw everybody through an occasion. And I was correct. Not only did Florida and New Orleans get 8 inches of snow. New York as well is looking at a couple of feet of snow. So it's very interesting to find out that, to see, first of all, my predictions coming to fruition. And second of all, knowing that you guys spread the word, because for those of you that were safe during this time because you heeded my warning, let's help others to, do the same. My heart goes out again to those in California. We've got people freezing. I think it's very ironic that we have people freezing on the East Coast and in the South, but we've got literally almost the entire California coastline burning at this point. If you guys didn't hear, yes, the Palisades fires are still going. Yes, the Eaton fire is still going. There is another fire that has now started in a place that's a little bit closer to home for me. It's right between Temecula and Escondido, kind of in the Fallbrook area. And it's right off the 15, and it's burned over 100 acres. And they're basically referencing that because resources are so stretched and scattered already, and there's not much housing in that area, which I do agree there's not, they're just going to let it burn. However, There are people that are being evacuated. Again, this does not help the air quality in California. So I don't know. Is Mother Nature purging and shocking and surprised? You know, as I think about this, and I'm going to go on a little rant, and I'm going to set my timer so I don't rant all your guys' ears off for too long. My angels just came in, or it was either or my mom. Somebody just reminded me to remind new guys. This is how we do this is I rant for a couple minutes, then we do a couple sprints. The first sprint is a 10-minute sprint. The sprints after that are 25-minute sprints. I literally sit in the middle and in between and just rant your ear off about all different random things. So for 7 minutes, I'm going to go into this whole what conspiracy theory of mine that I have noticed about the earth and everything else, and then we'll get into our 10-minute sprint. So I have been keeping track of Mother Nature and the earth and geological things for a little while. About 2 years ago, the earth's core stopped moving. Okay, it stopped rotating. About 6 months after it stopped rotating, it reversed direction. Now, they did report this in the news. They did say this about everything. Technically, the Earth's poles did reverse, not in the way that they thought that they were going to, but they moved dramatically. And I kept saying to myself, there's going to be a ripple effect, because you can't stop a big ball of iron like that and then reverse direction and not expect all the magma and everything around it to move. Well, I don't know if all of you have been noticing events, but it seems like there's a lot of things that have been changing in America, and I don't just mean on the political front or the Hollywood front. Yes, Floridians are, I'm sure there's a lot of people in Florida who can agree with me. There's also a lot of people in California who are born and raised like me that can agree that this situation down in California right now with this Santa Ana and everything, something's off with it. That's all I'm going to say. So Mount Kilauea also erupted, if you all haven't been paying attention, and she blew her lid. It was a pretty good eruption. Iceland is still on the move. They're now showing major movement on the actual Cascadia zone, up near Oregon and Washington, and in the northern half of America. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to say it again. There's a lot of warning signs that are coming out. So look at that. My anxiety today, that is what I've been doing with paper clips all day. Just be forewarned. Even today, the energies have been so off and so wishy-washy and so frustrating, and just I literally came into this stream just thinking to myself, something's off. I'm missing something feels weird. We're just going to roll with the punches. And if I end up looking like a goofball, oh, well, it wouldn't be the first time on my channel. Right. But at the same time, it's like, there's something off, even to the point that I got so frustrated, and I have to apologize to my mom I'll do it on live on here, and then I'll do it privately. But yeah, I have to apologize to my mom because she came down just to give me paperwork. And I have been so scatterbrained and unable to focus and get things done this morning, which I needed to get done for my YouTube channel. I ended up snapping on her on accident. And it wasn't even like I was snapping at her. It was just like, I can't handle anymore right now. And I was trying to meditate to get the horoscopes done, which I put a lot of pressure on myself to do those well, because there's a lot of people that really rely on those to help their week. And it's, for those clients that can't necessarily pay right now because things have gotten way worse for them, having those horoscopes is really important to them. And so let's just say it's been one of those days where I put a lot of pressure on myself for my OCD and my perfectionism. The energies have been so scattered and frustrating and overwhelming. There's been so many changes that are going on universally and worldwide that please forgive me if I can't get my bearings today, because I can't. I just simply can't. And I've come to the acceptance myself of not being able to get my bearings today. However, sometimes it's harder for other people to accept that because Happy Kippy is kind of wishy-washy Kippy today, and it's very frustrating. So on that note, we're going to jump into a little 10-minute sprint just so we can get ourselves all organized and our heads straight and everything else. So I'm going to add this to, there we go. So when we come back, I am going to cover the sun in Aquarius and the different levels of the Aquarius, like I did with Capricorn, since there are 4. And I'm going to cover a moon in Aquarius, but I should actually pull my book and cover a moon in Scorpio, because that's what's going on today. And then I do have a couple of my opinions, of course, my opinion rants, but there's also, I did a special spell for somebody this weekend, and I want to show off the little bags and everything that I've done, because it is something that I'm going to be adding to what I announce on February 2nd. So just know there is other stuff coming, but we're just going to use this 10-minute sprint to get our head straight. I'm going to do the horoscopes at the end of the stream, because the meditation I did was definitely for end of today into the weekend for us. Okay, so 10 minutes on the clock, and I will see you guys in 10 minutes in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget. So that's the end of that sprint. I'm going to turn on my talking timer so I don't talk your ear off for forever because we know me. So just a couple things I want to do first. First of all, Erin, hello. Welcome to the live stream, Erin. And on that note, I just want to, first of all, say thank you to all of the replay crew and the return viewers. I really do appreciate it, you guys. Just a reminder to click, press, that YouTube like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It is free. Well, I'm going to be going 2 times a month in February soon. Oh, wow. Everybody make a wish because I just said 2. It is January 22nd at 2:22 p.m. my time. So anybody who's watching live right now, make a wish. We have power in that. So on that note, we're going to actually do a couple of our announcements then because I'm going to hint to you guys right now that what is coming in February is going to be something that you can actually subscribe to. And it's going to have a couple of things where I can do readings, tarot readings, angel readings, psychic readings, where I'm going to be able to answer people's questions, where I'm going to be able to do spell work for you. There's also going to be like bonus story time. So for anybody who's curious about whatever happened to my past relationships, whatever happened with my divorce, whatever happened with my experience being homeless, all of my party years in LA and Hollywood, all that will be available on this special thing. So like and subscribe, guys, because I've got some great announcements and it's coming in 2 weeks on February 3rd, which is Embolic. So we're going to be doing an Embolic ritual on live, and I'm going to be making a lot of we're going to be launching all of this new stuff and showing off and doing announcements. And just so you know, I have been a busy little bee behind the scenes getting, let's see if I can show this, getting spell bags and boxes and envelopes all ready to go. It's going to be really, really fun. And then in April, we still have Law Tea coming, where me and Cora do a lot of discussions regarding our opinions and rants about different law cases that from past and to new. And we are adding this Justin Baldone and Blake Lively case to the situation because, guys, if you haven't seen Baldone's newest video, it confirms everything that I saw. Oh my gosh. I was mind blown when I saw that video. And then Blake had the audacity to come out and try to gaslight us all. But when I watched that video, I was like, that is, I swear in meditating in my psychic work, I saw that video already. And it was one of those things where it's like, look at that. So the snowstorm has come true, the whole Blake Lively situation. So, but we are going to discuss that in our Law Tea with Cora and Kibby that will be launching in April. So that we've got a couple of fun things coming up that you guys should like and subscribe for that I'm really excited about. So just those little announcements. And again, thank you for everybody who comes in. And to my clients, the announcements that are coming in February, you're going to be able to save money. We're talking putting money back in your pocket. So you're going to want to subscribe and everything else. And like I said, it's free. You guys don't have to pay anything to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so moving on from that, we actually just getting into some horoscopy psychic things. Every time we shift sun phases and we move into a new sun, like we did on Saturday when the sun moved from Capricorn to Aquarius, I like to kind of cover the sun signs and the different personality traits that come up, simply because most people think that when it comes to a certain sign, especially Scorpios, that they're all the same. And truthfully, there's 4 phases to every sign because of the way that the moon moves through the sign during the month. So in that note, we just moved into Aquarius on the 19th. A lot of you that are very emotional beasts like Cancers, Pisces, and Scorpios, some Virgos, and even some fire signs have kind of felt this like almost like a building tension. So just know that is the shift into Aquarius. Aquarius is a very social, very flamboyant, very outward energy. It's very eccentric, idealistic, progressive minds, the rebels and the visionaries. So for those of us that are the rebels and the visionaries that already have this drive pushing us forward, especially those that are often in the writing community or the Magi Witch community, it's like a double boost of energy that's kind of like scattered for me anyway. We are in a Scorpio moon, and I never do well when we're in a Scorpio moon, which is probably more of the influence that I'm feeling. But just know that this has been happening since January 19th. This is going to go until February 19th, okay, or February 22nd. So anyway, the first stage of Aquarius. Yes, there is a song called Aquarius, and I always crack up when I say Aquarius because that's all I hear on the other side with my angels is them singing Aquarius. Anyway, January 23rd to January 30th, Aquarians tend to have a genius, an unrealistic but knowledgeable grasp of reality. Okay. These are the ones that tend to be a little bit more airy. They seem a little more detached than others socially, but they're able to see the bigger picture and be able like, oh, well, that person's going to do that with that person and like that. So January 31st to February 7th is youth and ease and unemotional and unempathetic type energies. Okay, so these are the Aquariuses that are very carefree, tend to be more problematic if they are on the immature side of the sign. The more mature side of the sign tend to be artists, creators, visionaries. And then February 8th to February 15th, this sign is the more accepting sign. However, they tend to be more hidden and detached in society. These are the less social Aquariuses that seem to know a little bit more. And it's reverse of the genius, unrealistic, but knowledgeable Aquariuses because the January 23rd to 30th Aquariuses will be out in the social. The February 8th to 15th tend to be a little bit more introvert. Okay, so the timer is up, but I'm going to just cover Aquarius or Moon in Aquarius real quick, and then we'll jump into our 25-minute sprint. And we're actually going to do that. So sorry about all of you that are wearing earbuds that just heard that. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to change things on another level. Okay, so Moon in Aquarius. So these are for anybody who has their sun in another sign, but their moon, they're in Aquarius. They're incredibly loyal, sharing and learning type energies, and eager for new ideas and perspectives. Those that have the moon in Aquarius are actually very, very good for relationships because they keep things fresh, they keep things new, but they're so loyal that you don't have to worry about them once they've chosen their partner, they've chosen their partner. So we're going to jump into a sprint now. And this time sorry for all of you that wear earbuds. I absolutely hate when that happens to me when I'm listening back. So 25 minutes on the clock. My head will work. And when we come back, I am going to cover the horoscopes for the day and maybe a couple rants. We'll see what happens. All right. So in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute yourself. All right, so that's the end of that sprint. And this is so perfect of the way today's going. Finally found one of my favorite songs. I have been searching through A State of Trance for one of their live streams for. Finally found it, going off. Of course, we go down to the last 10 seconds of the sprint, right? Yeah. So today, I did a little bit of research on that sprint, and I might have found out why being in a Scorpio moon during this time is a little frustrating. So the exact opening line of Scorpio moon is, the moon is not quite sure how to cozy up with a stinging Scorpio. A sign known for its passion and intensity, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, obviously, and Pluto. Such a contrast from the nurturing moon. So basically, yeah, energies are prickly and frustrating, which is a perfect perfect explanation of how I have been feeling today. Well, the good news is we do move into a Sagittarian moon tomorrow at 7:03 a.m. So it's not much of this moon that's left. However, gives me a little bit of reprieve because I'm like, hey, it's not all me. It actually is. Well, it is me because I'm also a Scorpio sun. So I can understand why we can be a little prickly. Going into it, I'm just going to Rants or horoscopes. I don't know what to do. And Cora finally evidently got a nap in, which I'm super proud of you for, my dear. Considering how many little ones you have running around you have like 3 little ones under the age of 8. I don't even know how you have time to sleep. So I am very happy and very proud of the fact that you were able to get a little bit of sleep and time in to get some rest because you need it, my dear. And just know for my Virgos, including you, little Miss Cora, the next like this weekend's energies with Mars and Mercury's opposition, frustration, aggravation, underlying resentments, bubbling to the surface. There's also a Pluto transient that's happening that's going to, deep issues. If they haven't already been brought to the surface at the beginning of this week, this is going to be happening kind of for the rest of the month. This is how scattered we are because I'm debating on whether to go into horoscopes because frankly, we need to do one more 25-minute sprint because that's the way this works. We need to actually get some work done. But at the same time, I also know that doing the horoscopes takes like an hour just to get through them. So I want to hold off on them, but at the same time, that's what I naturally do. So like, I'm very much drawn to wanting to do that. But since I'm bound and determined to only talk for 7 minutes and then get to a next sprint so that we can do our little horoscope ranty things at the end, there are a couple of things that I wanted to bring in regarding predictions. Number one, for everybody, the first one I want to cover is for all of you that think you're safe with the TikTok ban not being banned. I wish I could say I've seen differently since, the whole negotiations was extended. However, this is coming not only from what I already see on the other side, but also from what I witnessed during the Supreme Court hearing. There is something going on here where it's very clear that ByteDance doesn't want to sell the information or anything else. What I feel like happened was everything just got pulled behind closed doors. Everything's still going to pan out the same. It's just not going to be as much in the public eye as it used to be. So for any of you that are still grasping onto YouTube to make money, I want you to know, please, 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 please start making plans to have a secondary plan in place to change direction. I am really hoping it doesn't go that way. However, from what I can see and from what I understand on the other side, there is a very limited and small window of chance, and it all has to do with free will. And unless somebody actually is willing to make a little bit of a bend and give information, it's not going to happen. So I don't want to throw anybody in a panic, but I'd rather you have the information and be wary. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, keep your mind in the middle. You guys know how I work. Okay. The next thing I wanted to bring up is I touched on this young lady several years ago, and it's kind of interesting because, as you all know, I'm doing my whole YouTube recap project, and I just came across the YouTube where I was talking about Erica Girardi and her whole situation and how that was happening. And I just think it was coincidental that I happened to see a interview this morning where she will just happen to be picking up where she kind of left off 5 years ago. And when I looked at this young lady's life 3 years ago, I saw that even though she was in a hailstorm of whatever, I could see that when she came out of this, she was not only going to come out of it not completely unscathed, but probably better than she should have, but that she was going to be able to kind of pick up where she left off. And to kind of hear that this is what's happened for her. I know that some of you are very controversial when it comes to some of these people. However, I have never seen anything but good radiating energy from Erica Girardi since day one. The woman she's like a shining light that was put through the ringer because people wanted to smother her because she shined too bright. She did have a moment or two there that yes, because of what she was going through, she made some questionable choices. When have we all not been there? I mean, by the time you're 40, if you pretty much look at back in your 20s and go, yeah, questionable choices. So I just wanted to say, if she is listening, I just want her to know, keep going, girl. You're headed the right direction, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that she is a perfect example of going through the trenches and taking what you've learned, and instead of being cocky, she's being confident now that she's helping her friends through kind of the same thing. And I'm really proud of her. So applause. The next thing and the last thing I want to mention before our 7 minutes is up is I wanted to show off this little container here. And if he's watching, he already knows. But this is an example of a spell jar that I have done for one of my clients. Hopefully he'll be a client, but he's actually a long time friend. I've known him since back in middle school. And I heard he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't doing well. So I did a healing, and I just want him to know that it should be complete, but I will be taking care of the bottle and everything else. But I just wanted to show that off because I'm very proud of it. And this is what is actually going to end up coming in your spell kits, where at the end of your spell, you will have a jar like this that will be your completed spell. So, and last but not least, and this one I didn't want to cover till last 30 seconds, and you'll see why. When it comes to those still in California, I think people are starting to see what I saw when a lot of this started. I want to give strength to those who want to stay, but I also want to give strength for you to maybe see reality for what it is and not get yourself into a situation where in 2 or 3 years, you're going to question or not you made the right decision to move forward. Yes, California has rain coming right now. This is not the rainstorm that I saw that was going to cause problems. You guys are not out of it yet. I'm going to say it again. The storm they're showing me is going to happen in February. You guys are going to have a huge, just dump of water that is going to destabilize the land. And then I'm hearing that even if the land is stable after February with the rain, there's going to be land movement and earthquakes in March that will probably I say probably, and they're like, it will. It's going to be the end of Hollywood as we know it. Not the end of Hollywood itself, because if we got rid of Hollywood as America, that means our only moneymaker is foreign arms. And I'm not down with that. I would rather us YouTubers start helping I'd rather Hollywood become spread out and into multiple cities where there are different degrees of entertainment and everything else, versus having it collapse completely and have our entire economy reside only on exporting arms. I don't want a nation that just is arms exports. So we'll see what happens, but that's my rant. I really do think a lot of those executive heads and producers and everyone else that is maybe possibly having to look to rebuild in Hollywood, reconsider some of these smaller towns. If those who don't know, the school that was used to film Bring It On, Clueless, all those high school movies, it burnt down. To rebuild a set like that is going to be extremely difficult. However, there's a lot of urban areas that could probably use money that have abandoned places like that you could use for filming. Just saying, why not spread the wealth now that Mother Nature is kind of making you do so. So that's my advice to any executive or producer that's out there, is it's time to start looking at these small cities. See where, because the truth is it's easy to communicate, travel, and everything else now. So having everything so centrally localized in one city, it doesn't necessarily have to work that way anymore. So we're going to jump into another 25-minute sprint, because I would love, I made great progress on my notes that last sprint, and I would love to make a little bit more progress. And then for everyone else, after this 25-minute sprint, I will be going over the horoscopes. So that is how we're going to roll with this. And then I always forget how quickly these streams go. And then we'll be at the 2-hour mark, because yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, so 25 minutes on the clock. Oh, wait, I have to kind of rewind it. 25 minutes on the clock. And I'll see you in 25 minutes in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to make it. So that is the end of that sprint. I got a lot more done than I thought. I'm almost done with all of 2024 video review notes. Super stoked on that. I've actually, according to my math, I've actually recapped 38 videos, which are like an hour, 2.5 hours each. So like 63 hours of recapping videos is what I've been doing. It's insane. That's what this pile represents. But it's nice to get it done. There's so many things that are there's so many predictions that are getting just confirmed. I'm being reminded of things. I actually really do like going back and listening. As much as I hate listening to myself talk, because oh my God, can I talk? I do enjoy listening to some of the things that I've discussed. So I actually wanted to bring this up because I did a little bit of research on my break or on that sprint, and I found out why, and I should have known, honestly. I should have known. We're going to go like this. We're going to add to stage. So I should have known. Evidently, there is some solar storms that are racing towards us right now. I guarantee you they impacted us today. With how scattered my head has been, this always happens when solar flares hit our planet with me. So I just, when I looked at that and I was like, Stefan, you did it again. You are correct. I guarantee you that these 3 solar storms, that is why I cannot get my head straight today. I guarantee you, because this always happens to me when solar flares pop off. The day that they hit the planet, I am completely discombobulated. I am such a sensitive I'm so sensitive to energies that just radiation changes in the Schumann resonance and everything else can actually disrupt my entire day. So thank you, Stefan Barnes, again, for doing your research and doing your videos and allowing me to be able to check in and figure out, hey, could it be some outside influences? Of course it is. So first of all, I'm going to check in here. Hello, Alicia. You are new here. Unfortunately, I've done this before. I do answer questions, however, not on my live streams. History has taught me that karma does require one to be compensated for their skills. So I will be, if you like and subscribe, first of all, I'm going to be covering horoscopes right now, actually. So you can get your weekly overview and horoscope from me. But also in February, I will be launching something that actually could help you with that. And I'd be more than happy to answer a question for you. Unfortunately, I do have to, karma, unfortunately, teaches you that you must be compensated for the gifts in which you have and that you use and your energy work, because I do have to expel energy to answer questions like that. So if it's not a psychic question, if it has to do with Authortube and books, put it in the comments. I'd be the Authortube community can answer it for you. But if it's a psychic question, no, I do not answer questions on live streams. There will be a way to have your questions answered on live streams in the future, just not right now. Cora, hello. Had to take a break. The news to my husband that I will not be home on Sunday and I'm going to an adult-only book fair. Well, I think hubby, no offense to hubby, and I know that you are a stay-at-home wife, but stay-at-home moms do need to have those adult moments in order to feel normal. I don't know how many times I've called Cora and been like, do you feel like being an adult for 10 minutes? And she just laughs and is like, please. So I'm super happy. And I have some good news for you, Cora. I forget what sign your hubby is, but we have really good communication and grounding energy and relationships coming this weekend. So that's a perfect segue into our horoscope. So basically, a couple of things that are overarching, because just for anybody who's new here, how I do the horoscopes, I usually give an overarch because there are a lot of similar energies that come into play with each sign. And then I go into breakdown sign by sign. I leave from Aries to the end. I leave Scorpio for last because I am a Scorpio, and if I try to do it in the middle, angels try to throw in messages, and with how discombobulated I am today, I can only imagine how crazy this is going to be. I cannot block them out, you guys. That is one of my struggles I've had to deal with today, is like I've literally had to put in earbuds with white noise to shut them up so I could focus. So horoscopes are going to be interesting today, to say the least. First of all, I just want to say, Moon's in Scorpio, you're dealing with the prickly spines and pinchers and bite. Because guys, don't forget, Scorpios have 3 ways of attack: we pinch, we bite, and we sting. So Moon is having difficulty with that. Next, we have Sun that just shifted into Aquariuses, and there's no offense to any Aquariuses out there, but not many signs handle the Aquarius Sun very well. The energy from Aquarius is very flustering and overwhelming, and often it tries to balance between social and family, and a lot of us, unless we're used to bouncing like that, it doesn't do well. The next influence that we have coming in is a Mars to Mercury opposition, which is creating some frustrations, some aggravations, and some underlying resentments to bubble to the surface. And this is combined with a Pluto influence that is in direct with Aries. And guys, Pluto does not like Aries, and Aries doesn't like Pluto, and it has definitely been showing the last couple of days. So starting with that, we're going to get into our lovely friends, Aries. Basically, it starts out literally with Pluto's influence on your sign is causing difficulties in relationships with friends. Every problem, it's like Murphy's Law with problems for you, Aries. Every problem that is in existence for some reason is forefront, and you can't ignore it, and it's so frustrating. Okay, use this time to see the new information to possibly make some changes and repairs in the future. The good news is starting today, the end of today and into this weekend, Aries, you have good energies to see the depths in the situations and be able to see the multiple layers involved. Aries, sometimes your fire can blind you to the details of situations. Right now, Pluto's influence is going to actually allow you to see the details of the situation. However, just remember that sometimes seeing the details to a situation isn't always a good thing. Okay, especially with Venus's influence right now and her being direct on the family. Coming into Thursday, you're going to have energies for your unique perspective, especially in the home and family life, with creative, passionate, and inspiring energies underlying the tone. Okay. This is a good time that if you have a partner and you guys are struggling at home, to sit down and have those difficult conversations to hash out those details. They're depending on your partner's sign, especially this weekend. There's a lot of strong communication energies coming in for a lot of different signs. Mercury and Mars opposition does bring aggravation, aggression, energies. So they're referencing to you, Aries, and to all you other sun signs out there, or fire signs out there. Be careful of your tempers this weekend. Okay, it's going to be easy for you to fire off and not realize your intensity of things. Okay, detaching for self-preservation is going to be the best bet for you. That way you can take the time to examine the details under a microscope instead of maybe putting somebody under the microscope, if you know what I mean. As the weekend continues, honest, genuine, and comfortable energies do come into play. So whatever ruffled your feathers this week, Aries, you're going to be able to smooth over on the weekend. And that hasn't necessarily been the way things have been going lately. And for us humans that usually work on a weekday to weekend schedule, this has been hard for you, Aries. But just know you might actually be able to get ahead of the game this weekend in the family department and relationship department. Okay. Tauruses, intense energies surrounding your reputation and career have come into play. Taurus, if you are a Taurus and you haven't been either jumping into your career or jumping into fixing your reputation or mending your reputation or making sure your reputation is okay, I'm going to be very surprised, because Pluto's influence and with Mars opposition with Mercury, it's going to bring a lot of this up for you, Tauruses. Serious focus, ambitious, and achievement and type energies are coming into play and are literally going to take over control of your life. Just remember that this can be, just because you're gung-ho doesn't mean that you're not going to have that underlying sensitivity, Tauruses, okay? And they're referencing that the underlying sensitivities is going to be the relationship department. Even though you're fixing your career and fixing your reputation, make sure you're not forgetting the partner you're with that maybe has been with you the whole time, okay? Good energies for conversation and communications do come in starting this weekend with Thursday, but disagreeing and difficult energies do come into play because of the Mars opposition. Be sure that you're not being impatient or impulsive, and watch yourself when jumping to conclusions. Taurus, just when it comes to this weekend, make sure you have all the facts before you decide to make a decision, okay, especially in the relationship department. Underlying frustrating energies will come into play on Friday, so remember to self-soothe and self-distract. Better energies to start the weekend, especially in the relationship, good connecting, expressive, and understanding type energies. So for a lot of the earth signs, I noticed this, especially with Capricorn, you guys are going to have a really good communicating, introspective type energies come in this weekend. Geminis. It's been transformation and growth for the whole beginning of this week, okay? It's been encouraging you to expand your horizons and maybe step out beyond your boundaries. Influential and controlling energies do come into play when it comes to your mood. So just be mindful that you're not maybe jumping or not being too... Thank you. Mind that you're not being two-faced in situations, even though you're just trying to navigate them, okay? Strong energies in thought and emotion sectors do come in on Thursday with Pluto's influence, which will allow you to deep dive into the depths of situations if you need it. So Geminis, you know that situation you've had on the back burner at the beginning of this month? This is going to be the good week to maybe get, because of Pluto's influence, it's going to be able to give you a better perspective of what's going on under the underlying surface level, especially if you're dealing with any water signs, okay? High tension and aggressive energies do come into play, but this is going to be more of try not to be defensive, Geminis, okay? You're going to, especially if you're dealing with fire signs, you're going to want to not have to maybe match energies, okay? It's going to be better to walk away. Attention to money, wealth, and possessions comes in starting the weekend with good energies for conversations and connections, good problem solving, and intellectual strengths. So basically, this weekend, Gemini, you guys are on Friday evening into Saturday, you guys are going to panic about money, but don't worry, because they're referencing that you're going to have the problem solving energy in play to help you sort through those financial situations and figure out the details, okay? Cancers, ooh. Ooh, someone strong just came in. I don't know who just started watching, but hello, whoever you are. You are a strong force. Cancers, investigative and depth-oriented energies are with you. Empathy in relationships and inner motivations have kind of been the start of the weekend, with underlying desires and ambitions that are bubbling to the surface. This is going to continue into the rest of the week, so use this to your advantage. Realizations, musings, and discussion type energies come into play on Thursdays with good intuitive energies in conversations and communications. Everybody else is going to be able to be a smooth talker this weekend, Cancers. However, you're going to be able to see the underlying tones of them. So if you've been trying to get a gauge on that one person that is that smooth talker that you can't necessarily get a gauge on, this is going to be your weekend. This Thursday, Friday connection is going to be your time to do it. Okay. Frustrations with others come into play with the Mars and Mercury opposition at the end of Friday, which is going to cause you to become emotionally distant, irritable, and aggressive. Just be wary of this and don't go on the attack. So basically, if you figure anything out on Thursday and Friday, don't be thinking that you can go into attack mode on the weekends, okay? Cancers, because you guys are so sensitive to emotional energies, Mars Mercury opposition is not the best for you to be able to actually handle the problem solving, okay? They're referencing that it's actually going to be more of a strong, disabling, uncomfortable type of energy into the weekend. So it's going to be best for you this Saturday, Sunday to self-distract, self-soothe, go to your bubble. Cancers, go into your shells. It's time for the little crab to recess into their shell for a minute and maybe take a break. Okay. Cancers are not like fire signs. Water signs, sometimes we need to still ourselves to a point in order to attend to what is under the surface. Fire signs are different. If fire signs do that for too long, they end up putting themselves out. Just remember, if you're ever questioning on how to handle yourself, look at the element in which you are born into. You'll find that oftentimes you can get the answer just by the natural way the element works, okay? Good energies for helpful conversations and creative aspects do come in on Saturday, but it's just an underlying type energy. It's not going to be on the forefront. So it's going to be best to just have those self-made conversations this weekend, Cancers, okay? For my Leo babies, disruptive and disconnective energies have been coming into play this weekend, but if you've been honest with yourself, you've been able to get through it. For my client D, this should be ringing in your head like a gong. This might explain a little bit for you and as to our conversation yesterday. Okay. And I really hope you are listening, D, and I will be sending this to you because this lines up perfectly with what we talked about yesterday, and this often happens with my clients. Okay. Good energies to address any long-standing problems with the creative courage and inner strength that you need. Okay. It is good energies to self-examine and be self-expressive with your communications. Your fire is going to be less fiery for Wednesday, Thursdays, and into Fridays. Okay. However, Mars Mercury opposition does bring in that frustrating, irritating, aggressive underlying energy again. It's going to be kind of like what you felt at the beginning of the week is going to come back in at the end of the week. Okay. But it's only for Friday, and it's short-lived because they're referencing that this is the time. Don't overthink, don't overreact. Just let everything simmer on Friday, because into Saturday and Sunday you have very cooperative, beneficial energies that come into play that underlie with an underlying problem-solving, creative, and connective with intimacy. So, especially you Leos, you're going to have the perfect energy this weekend to finite and fine-tune any relationship details that you need to. Okay. It's going to be great energies for it. Virgos. This weekend has been kind of rattling this beginning of this week has kind of been rattling your bones, Virgos, with deep ambitions, fears, anxieties, and desires literally on the forefront of your mind. It's not just you. Don't go into panic, Cora. It's literally the energies. I told you this month of January for Virgos, the energies are kind of not nice to you. And I hope that you guys are navigating it accordingly. Okay. They are referencing that good, even though you have high emotions, enthusiastic and exciting type energies do come into play at the end of today and into tomorrow, with a creative, romantic type underlying energy as well into Friday. So Friday would be a great date night for you Virgos. Okay. They're referencing that the Mars Mercury opposition is going to bring straight anger, just anger for you Virgos. Okay. And it's going to literally be in frustrations with communications, conversations, and conflicts. Okay. It's just plain conflicts for you with this Mars Mercury opposition. So Saturday morning, Friday night into Saturday morning, guys, Virgos, just kind of hide. Just kind of avoid. Sleep in, go to bed early, and sleep in late is my best suggestion to Virgos on this, okay? But on Saturday, you do have balancing type energies that come into play with good self-distracting and self-soothing type energies. Sunday is going to be better for conversations for you Virgos, okay? Unfortunately, you're one of those signs that this Pluto influence, this Mars Mercury opposition, and this Scorpio moon just isn't your friend. Okay. And I'm sorry, Virgos, it does get better in a month or two for you. I know it's been bad this month. Please forgive me. It's not me. It's don't shoot the messenger. Okay. So Libras, past emotions and deeper feelings have been the problem, the start of this weekend, or the start. Why do I keep saying the start of this weekend? The start of this week. And guys, a lot of these bubbling underlying resentment emotion type energies you can blame Pluto for, because that's what Pluto does, and that's why we absolutely love Pluto, isn't it? However, you're going to have some good, enthusiastic, motivating, ambitious, and positive energies come into play into Wednesday afternoon and Thursday. Good energies for intense self-honesty and realization. If you have been one of those Libras that have been avoiding doing self-care or avoiding addressing your own situations, this is good energies to actually do so. Inventive, solution-oriented mindset with good grounding abilities come in for Friday, Saturday for you. The only thing that Mars-Mercury opposition brings in is a stressful, tension-filled type energy with sensitive emotions. So if you can navigate that accordingly, basically, if you can keep to your work schedule, Libras, and just kind of avoid the social sector, you'll get through this weekend unscathed, okay? Let things settle with this weekend with good energies into Sunday in the home and family stability, with good communications, conversations, and problem solving into Sunday. Like I said, sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I am, because a lot of the signs, when it comes to these strong influence type energy, especially with communication and conversation, it really is an overarching, and it really does influence a lot of more sensitive signs. For Sagittarius is my sensitive Sages. So you guys have been touchy-feely at the start of this week, probably recognizing deeper desires, deeper ambitions, deeper emotions, especially, and these have been especially strong for you Sagittariuses. Do not overwhelm yourself. My one advice for Sagittarius is, especially because you guys are so business-minded, do not overwhelm yourself with the achievements and the accomplishments in which you haven't done yet. This is that time to go back and look at the things you've accomplished and give yourself a pat on the back, okay? You have a lot of those underlying energies, especially with this Pluto, where he's going to be kind of mean. That inner child is going to be kind of mean, and don't let it be mean, okay? Go give him a lollipop if he really needs one, right? Okay, so powerful. The good news is that you do have powerful communication and development type energies, especially in the understanding sector. So if you've been trying to figure out why the heck you feel this way, you're going to have some good energies coming in for that. As Friday comes, as the end of Thursday and into Friday comes, you're going to be especially open to new ideas, new observations, and taking a step back to look at the bigger picture. A resting and slow down type energy is going to come into a play, so you can take the time to look outside the box for once, okay? They're referencing that the Mars-Mercury opposition, it's going to completely disrupt everything for you when it comes in. This is why they're referencing that this is the time to just kind of take a step back, look at the bigger picture, take the time to get your bearings. Don't beat yourself up just because you haven't accomplished things. Make sure that you're looking at the things that you have accomplished. Give yourself the better pat on the back, because these next couple of days are going to be rough for you. But coming into Saturday, before I go into that, we're going to reference that there's going to be a trigger as well with this Mars-Mercury opposition in regards to money, respect, ownership, and independence. So for those of you who are Sagittariuses, I want to throw in like Kendall, who are getting their bearings because they're finishing up college. They're going to start standing on their own 2 feet. Don't be surprised if you have some difficulty planning this weekend. Okay, give yourself some ease and relaxation. Don't beat yourself up just because you can't make decisions. Better energies do come into play on Saturday and Sunday with happiness and a strong feeling of generosity. This is going to be a time where you're going to want to help others to be able to figure out what you want to do, if that makes sense. When it comes to people who, especially people who are starting out and finishing college and graduating, oftentimes helping friends that have already and they're like, that they're starting their new career, or they're a little bit further ahead in life with you, spending some time with them to help them out with their stuff can help prep you for any movement forward. Okay, for Capricorns, you've had some strong energies regarding your boundaries, your income, and overarching financial. Capricorns, you guys have kind of put your foot down on the whole spending issue, okay? They're referencing that, yes, this is over fear more. and wariness of your financials. However, you can use this to your advantage because normally Capricorns, it's a spendaholic, isn't it? Normally the last thing on our minds is our minds. I'm not a Capricorn. I've dated a lot of Capricorns. Usually the last thing on their mind is the whole money issue. Well, they're referencing that using this type of energy with the strong engaging and playing energy that's coming in this week, this Thursday and Friday, with a lot of self-expression type energy, you're going to be able to have open and honest communications and discussions with yourself in regards to how to move forward in the financial department. This is a very good time to be practical, progressive, and especially in the decision-making sector, especially moving into Saturday and Sunday. Great energies for understanding, especially in the relationship department. Teamwork, connection, and collaborative type energies continue into the weekends. So for my client D, your partner is a Capricorn. Strong energy. This Saturday and Sunday is going to be the best time to have that relationship communications. For my other Capricorn client, this is going to be the time to talk with yourself and work on that budget. Figure out how you can slim it down. What do you need versus what do you want? Where can we, what brings actual happiness versus something that's just materialistic? Okay. For my Aquariuses, energies for growing and improving, changing with an underlying intensity for your ambitions is something that has been in the forefront for the start of this week, and you are not used to it. That is because the sun moved into your sector, and it moved into your sector with full fire. And guys, we are on a momentum at this beginning of the year. If you haven't noticed, the train is chewing down the track, and it has no intention of stopping for anyone. Acknowledgements of deeper feelings, wants, and desires is going to come into play into today and tomorrow with strong energies in the home and work area. Okay, so basically Aquariuses, if you feel the focus turning into the home and the work, like balancing those feelings and emotions, especially the deeper emotions when it comes to balancing work and life, you're going to have more of that coming in to today. Who is that keeps jumping in here? Because they are very strong and I can feel them. Well, whoever it is, hello and welcome. You are a very strong energy, and sorry, you don't mean to be disrupting my flow, but I'm sensitive and I can feel you. So just know who it is that's popped in twice now. You are a strong energy. Let me get back on my thank you. Good. So coming into Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be strong energies for you Aquariuses in regards to sharing your thoughts and your emotions. However, with the Mars-Mercury opposition, there is going to be frustration and a little bit of an aggression come into play. So just remember, if you need to have those hard conversations, be on the defense for a huge defense level. Okay. Scattered, unfocused, and disoriented energies come into play on Saturday into Sunday. On Saturday, however, solution-oriented and problem-solving type energies come into play on Sunday. Aquariuses, you guys are bouncing all over the place until the sun gets its footing in its actual placement in the sky. The moon is going to be more of your influence right now because of that. So just know that the reason that you're having a lot of this bounce back and forth is because you're bouncing between the moon and the sun energies, and it is a very clear bounce for you. Pisces. Hold on. When I get a message from this person, I look. Okay. The chef has started dinner. Pisces. Okay. Deep ambition and desires. Again, Pluto's influence on Pisces has been strong, especially because Pisces tends to have a lot of deep underlying emotions. Strong independent energies come into play with a strong need to engage in heartfelt activities. Pisces, if you're feeling that need to connect to that family member that you haven't talked to in a long time, there's a reason. If you're wondering why you want to pick up that project that you put down 6 months ago, there's a reason. They're referencing that freer and more accepting energies do come into play, especially in the family and relationship department on Thursdays and Fridays. With Mercury and Mars opposition, frustrations, disagreements come into play. This is the time for the Pisces fish to just kind of go with the flow, move out of the way of a huge wave that comes, and just understand that not everybody is able to handle the flow of energies as well as you are, especially emotion-based ones. Strong sharing energies and idea-oriented with personal, especially strong in the personal thought sector, come into play to start off the weekend, with good problem solving and positive progressive type energies, especially engaging in the family and home life. So again, Pisces, good time to fix any of those home family problems, disagreements, or whatever else. Finalize the details, iron out any miscommunications or unacceptable circumstances within the home. Okay. Last but not least, Scorpios. Us. So deep, all the underlying things we haven't gotten done. And for Scorpios, it's not just the ambitions and desires. It is past resentments. It is past anger issues. Like, it's like everything from the past that we thought we put away literally came floating to the surface this week, or the beginning of this week. Okay. A strong sense of adventure, yet the inability to satisfy it with expression. Basically, our Scorpios getting a tune of energies right now is going to be very hard for you. Intuitive and revitalizing type energies do come into play on Friday, Saturday. Basically, Pluto is moving out of our sector and into another sector. The sun moved into Aquarius at the same time, and the moon is actually in our chart at the moment. Us poor Scorpios, it's like we're just trying to get a hold of where the energy is and where to grasp it from. And as usually as intuitive as Scorpios are, this weekend's not going to be a good weekend for us because the energies are all over the place. Okay. High tensions, aggression, frustrating, aggravating energies come into play with this Mars-Mercury opposition. We are affected the worst, guys. Scorpios, you are going to be affected the worst by this Mars-Mercury opposition. If you have a bad temper like me, hide. That is literally the note I have. Hide. Don't try to smooth out the problems. Don't try to finish the argument. If you are a Scorpio this weekend and you get into a negative situation, walk away. It is not the time to fight. Okay. Strong. However, on that note, from Saturday night into Sunday, it does start changing for us with strong imaginative, cooperative, and creative energies with a good influence and motivation for money-making type work. But that comes in on Sunday. The good news is we're going to have a great start to our work week. The bad news is we're going to have a horrible weekend. So, Scorpios, there's not often that I give us a report like that, but you know what? Every sign at least once has to have a bad weekend. And you know what? It's our turn. So let's take it with grace. Let's take it with pride, as the Scorpios do, and go hide in our little caves. Basically. So just know, guys, I tried to make it as positive as possible, but this Mars-Mercury opposition is really going to throw us for a loop. And with everything that's going on right now worldwide, energies are they're intense, they're strong, and they're hard to navigate. Give yourself the grace. Do yourself soothing. Do yourself distracting. Make sure that you're not completely removing yourself from society, but then at the same time, if it gets too hard, do what you need to do to be able to walk away. If you're in a situation where you can't walk away, I highly recommend dialectical behavior therapy skills. They are amazing. There are things that you can do where it's a rubbing stone or silly putty or twirling a pen, but there are ways where if you're stuck in that situation and you can't get out, there's ways to self-soothe. So be as kind as you can to yourselves this weekend, you guys, okay? If anything, use it to kind of hide away and prep yourselves for next week. Next week, we have a lot of money-making type energy coming into play, good business type energy coming into play. So it'll be a great time. It's very interesting that this type of energy is coming into play at the same time that tax stuff is getting finalized. So for all of us that are diving into our taxes, it's going to be a good time for you. Oh, I went on a riddle rant. We had somebody new. Hello, Joshua. It's nice to see you. Double O-W witchy writer. Yes, I am a psychic and a witchy writer. The Authortube community knows me for my book, The Rosalind Chronicles, which I'm still working on, but has been put on pause because of things that are happening next month. But I am an active practitioner. I have several clients that are my regulars, half of my friends. I do it so naturally that at this point, pretty much if you're my friend, you get, that's why I had to limit my friend circle, because I started realizing I was doing work for everybody for free, and it was, karma was kicking my butt. But on that note, guys, we have been streaming for 2 hours. Dinner, I can smell it. My stomach is growling. It's going to be ready soon. So we are going to close this for the night. I appreciate, first of all, I want to say thank you to the replay crew, to my clients for coming back. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. It really helps the algorithm, getting these horoscopes out to people to help them if they've helped you. It's the whole point of this. That's why I do it. And I want you to raise your glass because we're going to do our cheers. So may your angels be strong. May your energies be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Media assets. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.